The Phantom Node, a Stuttgart Heatwave continuation, Part 2. The OPSEC Minute, Extended, Episode 029B. Welcome to our Stuttgart community messaging platform called the OPSEC Minute Extended. On Mondays, we use this space, in posted YouTube videos, to share both a little OPSEC, or Operation Security Wisdom, along with an occasional Marvel team-up bridge that ties into other regulatory security disciplines and policies. Please feel free to like, share with family or friends, or subscribe, and check out the video of this another OPSEC Minute, extended stories on our YouTube iSecure Narratives channel. Simply click the link and let our stories capture your imagination as they play in the background while you tackle your morning routine and backlog of email. Now, enjoy this week's secure narrative. Prologue. The interrogation room inside the Stuttgart Army Counterintelligence ACI field office was cold enough to erase any trace of the relentless heatwave still lingering outside. Marcus Croft sat slumped at a steel table, the confidence he had worn inside the Vaihingen bunker replaced by exhaustion and fear. Warrant Officer Jess Novak slid a surveillance photo across the table. It showed a gray-haired man drinking a Heatwave at a Vaihingen beer garden. "Tell me about Lukas." Croft stared at the photo. "I thought he was just another expat. We met at the dog park near Patch Barracks. He had a golden retriever. We talked about taxes, technology, life in Germany. He listened." Chief Warrant Officer 3. Mike Russo folded his arms. When did friendly conversation become espionage? 2 months later. Croft swallowed. He invited me for a beer and casually slid a copy of my Austrian bank statement across the table. He knew about my unreported inheritance. He said his associates could make the IRS problem disappear if I did one small favor. You refused. At first. And then? He quoted the penalties for falsifying an SF-86, said I was already a criminal. He didn't recruit me. He trapped me. Jess leaned closer. The primary theft failed. We recovered your drive, but Lukas is still free. What's his backup plan? Croft's face drained of a color. The Phantom Node. Mike straightened. What Phantom Node? A dormant backdoor buried inside the garrison's DHR network, invisible during routine scans. If Lukas sends the correct encrypted sequence, it bypasses the firewall. When? Croft closed his eyes. Tomorrow. 0800. Act 1. The Breadcrumbs. The Emergency Operations Center had barely stood down from responding to the heatwave before it shifted into a full counterintelligence crisis. Colonel Edward Sanford surveyed the room. "So we stopped Croft," he said, "but the handler still has access to our personnel network?" "Yes, sir," replied Security Manager Alonzo Edwards. "This is classic SATA. Lukas identified a hidden vulnerability and exploited it through elicitation and coercion." OPSEC Officer James J.B. Brooks highlighted the timeline. "He knows Croft has disappeared, but he doesn't know we found the Phantom Node. He'll attempt to activate it tomorrow." Kyle Curry frowned. "You're suggesting we leave the back door available?" "Not available," corrected Information Systems Security Manager Andrew Williams. "Contained." Beside him stood contractor Arthur Blunt, the quiet network analyst whose alertness had prevented the first compromise. Williams displayed a network diagram. "We isolated the node inside a secure sandbox. Lukas will believe he's accessing authentic personnel records, but everything he downloads is synthetic. Fabricated names, social security numbers, deployment data, and HR files." Arthur adjusted his glasses. "The transfer is intentionally throttled. He'll need 4 minutes and 12 seconds to complete the download." "And during those 4 minutes," Williams added, "we trace him." Colonel Sanford nodded. "A digital honeypot." Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Jimenez smiled. "My special reaction team will be waiting. The moment we have a location, we move." Act 2, The Trap. By Aero 700 the following morning, ACI headquarters had become a joint cyber operations center. Jess coordinated surveillance teams positioned across Stuttgart, while Mike maintained communications with Directorate of Emergency Services personnel. Across town, Arthur focused on his terminal. "The node is listening." Williams glanced at the clock. 2 minutes. Silence settled over the operations floor. 07:59. Nothing. Sarwait, Go 05. Arthur's monitor flashed. "Inbound connection. Request." "He's here." Jess didn't hesitate. "Let him in." Arthur guided the connection through several fake security layers, making the intrusion appear authentic. Handshake established. Payload downloading. IP addresses streamed across the screen. Russia, Brazil, United Kingdom, multiple encrypted relays. Mike watched impatiently. "Can you peel them back?" Arthur nodded without looking away. "The payload is beaconing every packet." His fingers flew across the keyboard. "Breaking the VPN chain." Another command. "He's local." Final keystroke. "Location confirmed." Everyone looked up. "He's at the cafe directly across from Panzer Kaserna's main gate." Jess grabbed her radio. "All units. Target Alpha confirmed at Cafe AM Kaserna. 3 minutes until disconnect. Move." Act 3, The Sting. Morning commuters filled Panzerstrasse without realizing an intelligence operation was unfolding only meters away. Inside the cafe, Lukas looked entirely ordinary. Gray polo, wire-rim glasses, double espresso, laptop quietly downloading what appeared to be thousands of sensitive personnel files. The progress bar reached 60%. Perfect. Croft had failed, but the backup worked. A heavy hand landed on his shoulder. He looked up. Directorate of Emergency Services. Physical Security Officer Mikhail Rumphrey stood beside him. Before Lukas could react, another officer removed the laptop. Jess slid into the opposite seat. "Good morning, Lukas." She displayed her credentials. German Polizei officers secured every exit. Lukas smiled politely. "There has been some misunderstanding." Mike placed the still-running laptop inside a Faraday evidence bag. "No misunderstanding. You've been caught attempting to steal U.S. government information from a controlled honeypot. Your proxies failed. Your asset confessed." The friendly facade disappeared. "You caught one handler," Lukas replied calmly. "One asset." He leaned forward. "You still believe this ends with me?" Nobody answered. He continued. "Your people are lonely, financially stressed, angry. They hide secrets. We simply find them." Jess met his gaze. "And today, we found you." Police escorted him from the cafe in handcuffs while stunned customers watched in silence. As the patrol vehicle departed, Jess reflected on his warning. The threat would return. It always did. Their vigilance would have to do the same. Act 4, Aftermath. Within hours, forensic teams dismantled the Phantom node completely. The synthetic files had provided investigators with valuable intelligence while revealing several overseas infrastructure nodes supporting Lukas's operation. Croft accepted responsibility and began cooperating fully. The network remained secure. The mission had shifted from damage control to prevention. Across Stuttgart garrison, security teams quietly reviewed privileged accounts, insider threat indicators, and reporting procedures, determined to ensure no hidden vulnerability remained unnoticed. The greatest success had not been the arrest. It had been preventing the compromise before real damage occurred. Act 5, Vigilance. 1 week later, Patch Barracks Theater filled with soldiers, Army civilians, contractors, and leaders. Colonel Sanford addressed the audience. "Last week, we defeated 2 threats." He paused. One came from record-breaking temperatures. The other came from a foreign intelligence service operating outside our gates. Neither victory, he explained, depended on luck. They depended on people who paid attention. He recognized Arthur Blunt, visibly uncomfortable in the front row. One observant network professional questioned unusual activity instead of dismissing it. That single decision protected thousands of personnel records. Sanford looked across the audience. Security succeeds when everyone participates. Near the back, Jess, Mike, Alonzo Edwards, and J.B. Brooks listened quietly. Mike smiled. Arthur hates every second of this. He'll survive, Edwards replied. Today, he's proof that counterintelligence awareness and reporting works. Brooks nodded. Croft wasn't defeated by sophisticated malware. He was defeated the day he concealed a vulnerability. Jess's phone vibrated. An official message confirmed that her late father's archived records had been permanently secured against future unauthorized access. She allowed herself a quiet smile. "You okay?" Mike asked. Jess slipped the phone into her pocket. "Yeah." She glanced toward the audience. Ready for the next mission. Epilogue. The Phantom Node became more than an after-action report. It became a reminder that modern espionage rarely begins with dramatic break-ins or sophisticated hacking. It begins with ordinary conversations. A coffee, a dog park, a shared frustration, an undisclosed financial problem. Foreign intelligence entities look for people before they look for networks. Technology may enable the attack, but human vulnerabilities usually open the door. In Stuttgart, one concealed secret nearly compromised an entire installation. One observant employee prevented it. That difference protected the mission. Lesson learned. Security extends far beyond gates, fences, and firewalls. Every soldier, Army civilian, contractor, and family member contributes to protecting the force. Foreign intelligence services routinely exploit financial hardship, undisclosed foreign contacts, personal grievances, and other vulnerabilities through casual conversations and relationship building. Honest self-reporting, timely SF-86 updates, and participation in continuous evaluation programs deny adversaries those opportunities before they become compromises. The Phantom Node also demonstrates that cybersecurity is an active responsibility. Effective defense depends on individuals who recognize anomalies, trust their instincts, and immediately report suspicious behavior through established counterintelligence awareness and reporting (CIAR) channels. Strong technology matters. Strong people matter more. Concealing vulnerabilities creates opportunities for the adversary. Reporting concerns strengthens the entire team. Security is everyone's responsibility, and vigilance remains our strongest defense. Thank you for sticking around as we continue testing the boundaries of an extended storyboard. Think of it as security training with a plot twist, and a fresh way to both educate our team and connect with our military community. Subscribe to our YouTube iSecure Narratives channel, hit us with a like, and watch for our new updates. Also, if you have other suggestions or ideas, or are interested in a personalized name drop, or your work center's inclusion to our tales, don't hold back. Send a quick note to share your thoughts. We're all ears and ready to make things even better. So, until next Monday's OPSEC Minute Extended, keep those comments coming.